up in my hood best dressed. I'm so hyped, y'all. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, been a while. Anyway, I just got out of work. I'm excited to be in front of you guys again. I'm in my car because that's how it be sometimes. So, when I tell you somebody literally just growled at me, a grown man literally just growled at me on the sidewalk. Homeboy was maskless. I was walking past him on the sidewalk, acting like people shouldn't be in the background in a public parking lot. I was trying to go around this guy on the sidewalk. I had just walked out of a building and he was walking towards me, and I'm trying to go around him. And you know when you guys have that moment on the sidewalk, maybe it's just me, where we're just trying to like go around somebody and you're like, oh, whoa, oh, and then you kind of just giggle about it, maybe high five and walk away. This man growled at me. He had no mask, coming toward me in the middle of a panoramic. He came in my face and was like, oh, and then when I didn't get out, I said, oh, excuse me, and he went, oh, Lord. So this video, I kind of wanted to talk about my travels from throughout the whole United States. I traveled to 43 states and Mexico and some of the world, but we're not going to get into that today. I talked about it a little bit in my other vlogs, but I didn't really like get into depth or talk about the reason why. This video came highly requested, so it all began. In spring of 2016, 7 years ago, we were living in New Hampshire. I know, who's even heard of New Hampshire? In the great city of Manchester, in a big old house. I was dancing full-time with a company in Boston. I was enrolled in college courses. I was doing online school with the illustrious Southern New Hampshire University. My parents kind of had an epiphany if you will, about their lifestyle and how it currently was, because honestly we were all really overwhelmed and stressed with everything happening in our lives. You know, I was currently doing online classes, but it was with a 2-year program, so I was going to be moving out soon to actually go to college on campus. And they were like, well, it's now or never. Completely just like, woo! We decided over, well, it wasn't suddenly, it took a lot of convincing and prayer to the Lord, but we decided to move out of our house, all 6 of us and 2 dogs, and we wanted to seek a more minimalist lifestyle, simple living, and just travel the world and see the world before it was time for me to move out and move on with my life. That was really the driving force, is that we just wanted change in our lives. I was doing online courses. My dad is a graphic designer, so he can work from home wherever he is. We decided to move into an RV. Why do I keep getting upset with people in my frame like I'm not in a public place right now? This is my world. You're just living in it. So we all moved into an RV and just decided to travel the country. Moved all of our stuff. We first downsized all of our stuff because obviously you can't fit everything in a house into a 33-foot travel trailer. So we had to cut everything we had basically in half, cutting our closets in half, making sure everything that we had could fit into a very small space. And yeah, just completely minimalize to fit into this little RV thing. What my inspiration was, I get to see the world. Like, before I move off to college, I get to go travel the United States and see places that I haven't been before. I mean, I grew up in New Hampshire, and the farthest place I've been was probably Virginia. And even so, I hadn't seen the spaces in between. We would just go and visit family in Virginia and come back to New Hampshire. So this was actually a really cool opportunity. And even the fact that we could cross the border and go to Mexico, we could travel across Canada and go to Alaska, like the options were just wide open. While doing school? What? Who can do that? So that was what made me say yes. Like, okay. I mean, that and the fact that I had no income of my own to stay anywhere. It was like May 2016 where we just started our journey, moved into an RV and started traveling the country. Our mapped route was, we started in New Hampshire, obviously, made our way. But if you can picture a map in your head, we basically started in New Hampshire, drove down south all the way toward Florida, cut across the bottom to all the southern states, so Louisiana, Texas, Arizona, and then went up California a little bit and cut across the middle states. We hit all the major cities. We hit Boston, we hit DC, we hit Atlanta, we hit Miami and Orlando, we went to New Orleans, we went to Austin, we went to Amarillo, Texas. We went to, and then we went to El Paso, Texas, where we crossed the border into Mexico, to Juarez, Mexico. And then we went to San Diego and just hit a lot of different spaces in between. We went to a lot of the middle states, like Indiana, and a lot of the other places that I probably can't repeat to you. So during the trip, we had like a few goals. We wanted to see like where we would end up eventually. We wanted to see where, because we had all grown up in New Hampshire, and we figured that like our values and what we wanted to do just kind of lined up with other places. Like, we needed to move to a bigger, diverse city where community was more oriented. So no shade to New Hampshire, it was just time. It's not you, it's me. We wanted to find another place to live and just find out like where our favorite places were. But also, all of us were in school at the time, so it was honestly like a really educational experience to get out every day, wake up in a new space and be like, okay, what does this state have to offer? What is the culture? What do they learn here? What is the history? The history in this country is crazy. I mean, if you go to each place, like, there's just so much that I did not know. It's like a lot of little neat pockets in the country that no one really talks about. So, I mean, there were caves that we went into, like this giant, like waterfalls inside of caves. Like, there's a whole underground world that we don't talk about. I mean, we went to like Rock City have you been to Tennessee? Tennessee is crazy. Another one of our goals was that we wanted to serve people the entire time that we were there. We wanted to, just show the world Jesus and do what Jesus would do and reach out, touch other people, bless them. We partnered with YWAM, Youth with a Mission, not sponsored. And basically, we became mission builders. So for every city that we went into, we'd call up the local YWAM. YWAM is a ministry base. It's called Youth with a Mission. And it's basically, its goal is to empower young people to share Christ and the gospel across the world. And they have various bases in the country and internationally. For all the bases inside the country, they will let you come on their base and volunteer your time just to stay there, park your RV, and you can help them, do whatever every day, whatever they need help with, and you can park there for free. They give you food, they accommodate everything for you. I get so embarrassed. Like, I have like no tint in my window, so people just think I'm talking to my phone, which I am. So they will let you come on your base for free, and they will accommodate all of your needs, and all they want you to do is just help them with whatever they had. So the things that we were asked to do really ranged. Sometimes we would just be asked to, help them cook meals for the day, and other times, whereas when we were in Mexico, we were volunteering at a children's home, and so basically the way we were asked to volunteer our time was to just spend time with the kids. So during that time, I was able to teach them a beginner dance class because I felt like it was something that I could contribute that they wouldn't be able to experience otherwise. So really the responsibilities just really ranged, but it was a really like fulfilling experience to be able to do that while doing school and exploring the world. So that was over the course of 3 years. And yeah, eventually we decided to come back to Atlanta because Atlanta was the city we kind of fell in love with on the way. Really was an empowering experience for all of us to be here. Then I applied to Spelman College and got accepted. Let me stop. For the last almost 3 years, we've been here, and I've been going to school and just carrying on with our lives. And so I kind of wanted to just make this video and make a reflection and provide some context to all the other videos that I had, and just kind of explain why we did that. Because some people think it's cool, but honestly, it's become something that's just like, oh, that's like, I did that. I don't know. I forget about it a lot. It is honestly really cool because yeah, one day we were on the beach in Florida, and the other day we were in the desert in Arizona and New Mexico, and then we were in San Diego, you know, and I definitely don't regret any of it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that brief story of a pocket of my lifetime that I forget about a lot, but it's definitely important, and I would recommend it. I hope you enjoyed everything in the ponytail. Okay. All right, we're done now because people are looking at me.